Hey, in this video we'll be talking about tires and wheels for my 2021 Jeep Gladiator Mohave, specifically Fuel Rebel 5s and Nitto Trail Grapplers. Let's get into it. Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. I am Robert with Sherburne Outdoors, and today we're talking tires and wheels. When I first bought this Jeep, I guess about a year and a half ago, it had your stock 33s. It had the black kind of military rims that comes with these things. I really like them, actually. I liked them a lot. I've kept them all the way till recently. And then it came with 33 Faulkner Wild Peaks. They were mud tires. They were great. They worked fine. But you know, everybody wants to customize their Jeep. I do a lot of off-roading, a lot of off-road camping, and I needed bigger tires. I needed a lift and some other things. So I got a plethora of questions about my tires and wheels, actually. When I did the Jeep build and I went through all the stuff with bumpers and everything. So I just thought I'd do a quick video, kind of walk through and answer these questions along the way. So first question is, why did you go with the black rims for so long with your 35s? So let's just quickly step back. These are my black rims and my 33s that came with it when we bought it from the factory. Worked great. I did a lift, I did a bunch of bumper stuff. The guys over at Hicks Automotive, my buddy Thad Taylor, who owns that, they did all the work. So this isn't an install video, this is just kind of going through it. But I just was not sure what rims I wanted. And then one day I saw them and I was like, boom. So we did, in the beginning I had 35 sitting on those stock rims. I found what I wanted, and then we went with the Fuel Rebel 5s. And the 5 from this just means there's 5 holes in for the lug nuts. They also come in a 6 version too. And this particular, I'll flip the camera around, but these are matte gunmetal. And then it's got a glossy black rim around it, is the ones I've got. And again, these are Fuel, you can get them from Fuel Off-Road, but Fuel Rebel 5. And so these were the ones I was looking for. I tell you, it took me a long time. They're about anywhere from $330 to $350 per rim. So they're not cheap, but you know, as you're making your investment in your Jeep and you're customizing it to you, one of the beautiful things of being a Jeep owner is you can really tailor it for you, all of the things. So I've done a lot to this Jeep. It may not be for everybody, but it's for me. So let's talk about this tire and rim setup that we have here. I love this. This is a good setup. From the factory, it says that you can put in a 35-inch wheel on a Mohave or a Rubicon. The Mohave has a little bit more lift and it's got a little bit wider stance that comes on it. But I wanted to keep my same gap that I had on the 33 and moving to 35. So we did put an 1.5 inch lift from TerraFlex on here. And it kind of lifted things up a little bit. No performance changes, no differences, and it works really good. So once we had that in, we got our wheels set up in here. So let's turn them around and take a peek. Now these turned out really well. So this is, again, this is a Fuel Rebel 5 with a Nitto Trail Grappler. And these are LT 315/70s R17. So we still went with a 17-inch rim. And I love these. I don't have any issues when I'm going through river crossings. Got plenty of height, plenty of excess to go through. It's not coming up to the doorway. I'm able to climb mud holes, go through. Again, I'm not doing the crazy stuff that those guys are doing out at the store till now, but these are working really well. Love this rim that's on here, along with the gunmetal. The matte gunmetal colors. So some other questions that I got along the way, and let's just read them out, was did you require spacers? You know what? I did not require spacers. These stick out just a little bit from the stock stuff. They have a -13 offset. So they do come out just a little bit from what it did before, and they do come out on the wheel well about I guess about maybe an inch and a half here. So a lot of people like a really wide stance. The Mojaves come with a wide stance already from the factory. It's a little bit one of the differences with them and a Rubicon. And they also come with a little bit higher lift. So no spacers were required. Did I have to regear? You know what? I didn't have to regear at all. I haven't felt the need for it, and I haven't noticed any changes. Was there performance differences? So this has, you know, the V6 engine in it. I think it's probably underpowered for how big these rigs are. But I have not noticed any performance differences. I have not noticed a miles per gallon, which is also one of the questions, differences as well. I will tell you, this thing actually gets better gas mileage now than when I did all the upgrades to it. I don't know if that's the engine breaking in or whatever, but MPG is about the same. Anywhere from 14.5 to 15.5. It isn't great, it is what it is. Did you have to update the computer? You know, we did. We bought a Taser Mini and put inside of there. It allowed us to do the air pressures, making sure that we had those correctly, but also put in the right tire size so that our speedometer and our miles worked correctly. What else did we have here? Lift. Did you put a lift in? Just touched this a little bit ago, but yes, we did put a lift in from TerraFlex, 1.5 inches. Brought it up a little bit. Again, it does look great, but it did have a functional thing because we do go off-road quite a bit. You've seen a lot of different off-roading, overlanding, and camping videos. I don't like to camp where there's anybody, and when you have that mindset, you need a good rig to get where you're going. What else do we have here? Oh, sound. Okay, is it loud? This was actually one of the questions. So this is a Jeep. This isn't a Mercedes. This this isn't a BMW where it's quiet as can be in the cab. You know, these things have some noise. And Jeeps have a distinctive sound with the engine and with the tires. And if we just take a look here at when we're going down the road, you know, everybody's heard this sound. And so that's basically the Jeep. And then once we're in the cab, I will say I've got the sound deadeners up in the cab on the ceiling to help with insulation, but also with sound. And the Jeep does a really good job versus Jeeps in the past of keeping the sound down. But here's kind of going down the road. I think it's doing about 55 miles an hour. You can hear it's not that loud. It's what it is. I've gotten used to it. Again, this is not a Jeep Grand Cherokee where they're trying to make it as quiet, or a Grand Wagoneer, or Mercedes, or any of that stuff. This is a Jeep Gladiator. You know, like even the Wranglers. You know, there's going to be some sound that comes with it. What else did we have? Did I need to replace the axles? You know, I didn't. Everything's stock still in here, other than the wheels and the tires. We did put a steering stabilizer in because these things are a little bit heavy, but that was really it. And then how much did the wheels cost? Again, these are about $330 to $350 for the Fuel Rebel 5s out there. But I will tell you, I am so happy with how these have turned out. They just are great. They look great. They function great. They sound great. And so far, I tell you what, they were expensive though. You know, all the tires together were. The tires are just about at the same price as the rims. So I mean, it's an expensive upgrade when you look at tires and rims. But do not get something that you're not happy with on tires and rims. If I were to say anything about that, I am so glad I waited for rims versus just buying something because I felt I needed to get them because I was getting the tires because I couldn't find what I was looking for. And then one day I found it and I was like, that's it. And they just look fabulous. So very happy with how this turned out. If you found a lot of value in this, please click that like button. Don't forget to hit subscribe and click that bell to be notified when we got new content out. Again, this is Robert with Sherburne Outdoors. Thank you for your time. Everybody have a great day.